club. I think he's going to be really phenomenal for us. Good work rate, good stamina, ready to go, got good speed, natural fitness. He's fit as hell. Well, here we are. It is time for a transfer special. But before that, and end of season review, let's go ahead, check it out, and turn your face off. Here I am. End of season review. Let's see what the board thinks about some of the stuff that we've done this season. I'm sure they're not going to like some of our signings. Bart Van Roy, C+ on that one. Alex, a B+. They like that deal. Unfortunately for us, probably not going to stay with us forever because, you know, he can't become homegrown. Mosinho looks like he was our signing of the season with a C. Soleil, A+ on that. You know they're going to like that because it was cheap. Castillo, a B-. I mean, yeah, it is what it is with him. Torre, A+ on that, and then Sola, a B- on that. We didn't really do a ton this, or B+ on that. We didn't really do a ton this offseason, did we? Unfortunately, we ran out of money, didn't we? I mean, we brought in 3 names and then a bunch of frees after, or some cheap stuff after that. Hopefully we do a little bit better this upcoming season in the transfer market. I think we've definitely got to do that. They was happy with how we done in the league with an A, a C+ on the Dutch Cup. We got knocked out of the quarterfinal, which, you know, it is a little bit disappointing, but it is what it is. Financially, it all go down big time. Well, sponsorship stayed the same. Broadcast revenue goes down a little bit. Corporate and hospitality goes down a good bit. Competition, prize money, and match day commercial and retail down a whole lot. Got to do better. And being in the Conference League will help out that this next season. So this is how we lined up this season. And I have no issues with that. I mean, you could make a case for some Mary right there. But other than that, nothing really. Player of the season was Delgado. Young player of the season was Delgado. Signing of the season was Mosinho. Goal of the season went to Samari. Top goal scorer, Vanima with 28. Soleil 15 assists. Most player of the match awards. I'm going to spit it out eventually, guys. Do apologize. 8 for Vanima. Had the highest average rating as well. Chavi with most passes completed per 90 minutes. And Vanima broke some goals. He broke some records this season alongside Soleil. Nice. Young player of the year was Delgado. Okay, I see you, Delgado. I like me some Delgado. You guys know that he's been one of the guys that I've been excited about, and I'm pleased with what he's done. Okay, so this is what we got. They want to, the build the stadium still ongoing. Most of set pieces, play attacking football. They want us to reach the group stage of the Conference League. That's going to be difficult. I think we can do it, though. I want to try getting this off because we have not been good from set pieces. Okay, they're good with that. That's like been the one thing that's been an issue on our vision. You know, it's always like a C+. They're not happy with how we're doing in them. Do that in a second. See if there's anything else we want to take a look at. Okay, I really want to do some different stuff with the wings this year. I think that we've got to at this point. I'm not going to go over this yet. I'm just going to get out of that meeting, and then we're going to do the team meeting. So what did the board say? They want top half and a group stage in the Conference League. Okay, so I'm guessing that means like reach it properly when you're talking to these guys. I think that's how it's worded. So let's take a look at it. All right. Top half. Yep, that's what I want to hear. Okay, and then I'm thinking it's this one right here, right? Okay, good. I'm not going to discuss any promises. That's fine, Ole. You're always upset about something. You always are upset about something. Jesus, Murphy. I don't want to cut away just yet. I want to see if we get our financial stuff in to see what we can do this upcoming season because we've got to make some changes. I feel obviously left wing. We've got to do that. Okay. Not a lot of money. Still not a lot of money. God, dog. I mean, we're going to have to eventually sell players. 3.73 on the transfer budget and a payroll of 6.2 on the payroll, which is a decent jump. I mean, we're currently we're committed to spending at $5 million, so we do have about a little bit over $1 million to work in payroll, 3.7 million to work in the transfer. So we're going to have to be thrifty once again this season, which does suck. And okay, so we are going to build a new stadium. and we got a loan to pay for it. It's 28,000, and it's still going to be named. I'm going to let it be called Radford Lake Stadium. I mean, that's what it is. Huh. I mean, okay, hold up. I'm a bit confused. Let's add the stadium on here so I can easily get to it. That's fine. I just want to take a look at this. So, 19,000. And we're going to what? 28,000? So we're definitely getting a bigger stadium. It's going to start this year. It's going to take around 3 years to complete it. This is the first time, guys, that I think I've ever had a stadium done in Football Manager. So really excited about this. This is big news. This is big news. And before we get out of this bit, I do want to discuss what we've got upcoming. Okay, obviously our loanees, they're going to be leaving the club fairly soon. I know that they're all 22, but I believe we could bring back Soleil on loan one more year, right? Because he would still be 22 next season until the very end. So I would really like to bring him back in on loan and just set him as a squad level play. Well, how much are we paying him now? That's a big jump in his contract, ain't it? He did re-sign a new contract, so I don't know if I will re-sign him. Maybe we can find somebody a little bit cheaper than him to bring in on loan. That's just a lot of money for us. It really is. So we want to discuss what we want to do this offseason because we've got a lot of contracts expiring this next season, including all the way down into Patrick. Samari's contract expires. Olay, Fleming, Castillo, Kirsten, Howling, who's leaving the club, Markello, Sabir, Roy, Kestens, Zutphen, I'm going to get it right, Alvaro, Nono, Salazar, Ismar, Hotek, and Patrick. A lot of our guys. A lot of key players there and a lot of fringe level players. Starting with the guys that I really just don't have any interest in re-signing. Olay's one of those guys. He's been... I've had issues with him since we've joined the club. He's a good goalkeeper. I mean, he really puts out solid ratings for us, but man, just the off the pitch stuff has been a killer for him. Fleming is a weird guy because you know for a fact this dude's going to want a shit ton of money when we bring him back, but I would like to re-sign him. Castillo, I don't really have an interest in re-signing him yet. Kirsten, another one of these guys like Fleming's that's going to want a decent amount of money. Markello, I don't really have an interest in re-signing him. Honestly, we could transfer list him at this point and I'd be fine. Sabir, he's a solid depth piece, I feel like, in the midfield, but I feel like we can honestly do better than him. Roy, I've already got Roy transfer listed. I just don't think he's going to get any better for us. Keston's transfer listed already. Zutphen, I definitely want to re-sign. I think this guy has potential. Alvaro, I want to re-sign. I think he has potential. No. Want to re-sign him. Salazar, Ismar, Hotek, Patrick, all want to get re-signed. Okay? Definitely want to get those guys re-signed. So that might be what we do first before we start making moves. Obviously, we need to take a look at the wings. That's where we're going to have issues this upcoming season because at this point right now, the only people that's returning right now, Tom on the right-hand side and Kestens, who has kind of fell out of the senior squad in general. Roy on the left-hand side alongside Ismar. Really want to get these two sides fixed up. I feel like our midfield is fine. Probably won't do anything unless we just find somebody new. The left back been okay with. I mean, Patrick's fine. We got Salazar. We got Castillo. Center back I'm okay with. Mendez, Delgado. I think he's a solid player still. 3.5 star right here. I know the depth chart says different, but I do believe he's a 3.5 star player. Kirsten, think he's a 3.5 star player. I think Alex is potentially a 3.5 star player right now. Right back, we got Van Roy. He's been freaking awesome. Markello and Hotek. Markello will probably be leaving the club. Hopefully. I do want to take a look, though. So who is our best coach at judging current ability? Because I want to see that. Where would that be at? Current ability. I just want to see who we want to actually start looking at on that screen right there, who we want the opinion of. Where's it at? Am I just not I guess I'm just not seeing it. Coaching ability? It's not there. Okay, that's a bit frustrating. All right, so let's take a look. So our assistant manager, he has a 11, Gooch a 12. So Gooch right now. Okay, still looking at Gooch. Still looking at Gooch. I'm leaning toward Gooch right now, unless one of these other guys just jump off at me, because I want to see what our best guy thinks. I think that'll really help out the side a little bit to know what we're looking at. Man, how many coaches do we have? Goodness gracious, there's quite a bit of them. I feel like we need to jump up the performance analyst. Need to jump these guys up a little bit. They're not the best anymore, are they? Okay, Jeffrey Jansen is definitely probably going to be the guy that we're going to go with. Yeah, Jeffrey Jansen. Jeffrey Jansen, if we can't do that, though, we want to look at what Gooch has to say about our players. We got to trust Gooch. He's an American like me. What was that guy's name? Okay, so you can't use your analyst. So I want the opinion of Gooch. Okay, that does make me a little bit better. Yeah, we've got some work to do this offseason. Not a lot of money to do it. Maybe, guys, maybe I can pull something off here because I don't know. I really don't. I think we've got to make improvements this upcoming season because we've been a very solid side, right? We've got to get better. We really do. I'm going to change. I've got the kits already made, so that'll be before the end of the episode as well. I just got to get them loaded in. But yeah, I'm excited about it. We got a new stadium upcoming. We've got a transfer special that's going to be very busy, I feel like. Well, my dudes, I totally forgot to show you something in the last little bit, and I do apologize for that. So let me take a look at it now. The reserve side, right? We like to look at this. They won the league this past season. Great news there for those guys. We want to look at some of these guys that are close to being up to our speed as well. You may see some new faces out there, so ignore those like Pierce Long. We'll discuss him in a little bit. Sink O'Torque, we've mentioned him in the past, a player that I do like, a player that might eventually end up making it to the first team sooner than later. He's in a really deep spot, though, so it's kind of tough for him. Wesley Coy, or Weasel Coy, I don't really know. He's a center back. May not seem. I'm not really seeing like just a ton of these guys that we plan on seeing a ton of this upcoming season. There's a lot of the guys that you guys remember. So unfortunately, just don't see a ton of them getting called up this season. The under 18s, they finished second in their league as well. Nice. Only 3 points away from winning that league. So our reserve and youth team is looking pretty dang good. Mike Snow needs to be called up to the reserve side. Definitely needs to be called up to the reserve side at 15 years old. Just absolutely dominating. I think he's going to be such a stud for us. We have done some business as well. It's going to be easy to go here right off the bat. So these are some guys that we've brought in, right? And I am thrilled with 2 of these guys, okay? We have solved some of our issues. We bring in Cornelius. He is a left wing option for us. Looks solid, 3.5-star inverted winger. What we need. I'm excited about bringing this guy to the club. I think he's going to be really phenomenal for us. Good work rate, good stamina, ready to go, got good speed, natural fitness. He's fit as hell, determined, flair. There's not much weakness to his game. His finishing could be a tad bit higher. His long shots could be a tad bit higher. Just don't ask him to take a penalty. That's the only thing I'm going to ask of us. Don't ask him to take a penalty. He's 18 years old, Belgian born. Really like him. We've mentioned this guy already. We've took a look at him, Pierce Long. I do believe this guy can be trained in our nation, right? I believe. Could be wrong, guys. Could be wrong. If not, we'll do the same type of thing with Alex. It was a mistake to sign him. I thought he was 18 when I signed him. He was 19. He's a midfielder player that's going to be on our reserve team. Just a hard-working guy. Good work rate, good stamina. I would really like these kind of guys. They're not great in terms of technical abilities, but they give it their all, So I do like him. We purchased him from Luton. Cornelius, we did spend some money on 1.5 mil to bring him in, along with free. And then Roneri, a $350K deal to bring him in, a new right wing option for us. And guys, There's only one thing that you ask this guy to do, and that is run. Just run, run, run. Look at that speed and agility, the pace of 15 as well. Goodness gracious, I am excited about this guy as well. Think he is going to be a stud for us. I'm really pleased with that. Yeah, I don't see. I'm kind of worried because I don't see it popping up right there that we can get him trained in Nation. So maybe a guy that we have to let go at some point. Unfortunately, I'm stupid. We sold Howling. We mentioned that $105K for that. And then there's been one other deal that's been done. Owen, we're probably going to loan you out to our affiliate club. Okay, starting it off. Right, we've sold a player besides Howling. And this is going to be a weird situation, okay? We sold a player. Obviously, you can see we sold Ole for 1.7 mil. We brought in a player for less money than that, okay? And on a cheaper salary that I think is really close to Ole's ability. He's not better than him. I don't think he's going to get better than him. It's really just a gap fill until I feel No is more comfortable playing. So No is going to get a lot more game time this upcoming season. But I am pleased that we sold Ole 1.7 mil. We wouldn't want to extend his contract next season. So it's good to go ahead and get him off the book. I'm looking to see. There he is. Schindler from Jasper. We're just going to call him Jasper. We brought Jasper in from Zwolle. He's a 3-star goalkeeper, 3-star potential. Looks pretty solid. Nothing great, but just as a guy that can come in and fill a role until No-No's ready. Currently, he played last season, played in the Eredivisie, put out 35 appearances, so was their full-time starter. I'm excited about what we've brought in with him. We are getting a little bit thin on the payroll, though. It's getting a little bit tight. We still got 2.4 million to spend. We do have some players that are wanted as well. Chavi's wanted. We had to promise him, if somebody meets his release clause, obviously we'll sell you, dummy. Fleming is wanted by a couple clubs as well, to the point where I've got emails about it. Alvaro, a couple contracts came in. I was interested in selling him until I seen what price he was getting sold for, and I was just like, So we've promised 475, but I took him off the transfer list. So hopefully nothing happens there. Guys that I'm still looking on from. Would really like to move Kestens. He's wanted by Emin on loan. Roy's not wanted by anybody, but I haven't really pushed these guys to being sold yet. And the main reason for that is just because, the transfer window just opened. So obviously there is some needs on the side, I feel like still. But that being said, I'm not 100% sure on what those needs are. I think we could bring in another left wing that's more of a veteran's presence. But I really want to try Ismar again. I want to give him one more season as a backup. So I'm not sure what we might do there. We might bring in another youngster on a cheap deal to see if he can be a third choice there, just to add a little bit of depth, but not really quality. Right wing, we got Roneri, we've got Tom, and we've got Kestens for the time being. He's a guy that I want to sell. Midfield, we know what we have in the midfield. The midfield, I'm happy with. I really am. I think the midfield's really good. Left back option, we're going to have to see what Patrick does in Salazar as well as Castillo. I want to try moving on from Markello. We've mentioned that before. Try to move Hotek up that line as well. I think that would be really, really good. And then goalkeep, it is what it is. It's not the greatest situation that we've ever been in, but it's definitely not the worst either. That being said, I haven't really found anybody else. I mean, I haven't really looked. I really focused on left wing, right wing, and goalkeep, and it was definitely tough. I mean, we really struggled. The goalkeep, man, that is the toughest thing in this kind of save, because you're limited to Dutch guys that can come in and be first team guys, and then guys that are youngsters that are not quite ready yet. So you're kind of in a situation where you're paying for a guy that's kind of good, but he's not really great, so he's not going to be like a full-time, long-term deal for you. And then you're purchasing guys that are either not quite ready yet, they're close to it, but they're not quite ready yet, or you're spending a ton of money on a wonder kid, and in reality, we don't have the money to spend on wonder kids. So we're kind of being a little bit picky. We've got a huge debt now with the new stadium coming in. So We're in a situation, guys. We're definitely in a situation. It is tough go on these kind of saves until you sell your first big guy. It really is. Last year it was Banu and Miskovic. We sold those guys for huge amounts of money, and after that, we never used our transfer budget. I mean, it was kind of there. We used some of it, but we never fully used all of it. So we're kind of in that situation. Currently, we're sitting in July right now. The season hadn't ticked over yet, so that's good news. We've still got plenty of time. I'm not really worried. I think if the season started today, I would be happy with what we've got out here. Obviously, I want to add some different stuff. I want to get rid of some guys. It's just going to take some time on that. It's just going to take time and probably selling some of these guys for less than what we want to, which is unfortunate, to be honest, but it'd be what it be. That's the way she goes sometimes, unfortunately. And yeah, we still got some business to do. Well, we technically didn't need a center back, but I found one that I just really like, so I went ahead and done it. We're going to ask Fleming to go ahead and talk to him. Yeah, he's a 2.5-star player, 5-star potential, Belgian. Vincent Marquet, I'm guessing is how it's pronounced. Looks like a really solid guy. He's decent at passing already. His marking, tackling looks pretty good. Heading's a little bit lower than what I like, but he's got good jump and reach, really good mental abilities. I'm really pleased with this signing. I think he's going to be a solid player for us, definitely for the future, since Alex, will not be staying with us. So that being said, that's why we've brought this guy in, and I do think he's going to do a really good job. We have sold one player, a little bit less than what I wanted to. Keston's we sold for $165K, just to get him off the salary, basically. I mean, he was a decent player for us. Unfortunately, just didn't really move along with us, I guess would be the right term. And dang Roy. Can't get anybody to buy Roy for nothing. Nobody wants him, none of that mess. It's just frustrating. And this is the first time I've ever seen this. Delgado is wanted by Almeria. That's a little bit scary. Alvaro's wanted by a couple different clubs. Stojanovic wanted by Groningen. Fleming still wanted by a couple clubs himself. Mosinho, Eindhoven's interested in him. We're starting to generate some interest in our players. And one thing about it is we've got to at some point. We've got to start selling some of these guys at some point when offers come in for them to start building up our profits a little bit and make this club profitable. I mean, it's a bit tough. Ismar's out for 5 to 7 days. I have called him back up to the first team, by the way. I think he's a good enough player to play for us on the first team. It's just, we've just got to get him going, man. It just hasn't worked out for him, has it? It's a bit frustrating, really, because I think he's a good player. I definitely do. I'm scouting some guys that I really like, okay? And I don't know which one I want to bring in, because as you can see, I got 1.62 to work with. Not much in payroll either. So not a ton of these guys will be coming in. And obviously some of them's a little bit more than what we're able to bring in. I would really like to bring this guy in. This guy looks like a freaking stud. I mean, freaking amazing. But his compensation is 0. So we could potentially bring him in. When does his contract expire? In 5 months. Yeah, he just turned 18 this year too, so might try to offer him a contract to get him into the club, because he looks freaking awesome, doesn't he? And then looking at a winger right here from Israel, my journeyman guys, Maccabi Tel Aviv. He looks really good. I would obviously train him on the right-hand side. Probably wouldn't be a guy that we would use a ton this year, but he's got a lot of international ability already. Look at how many under 21 caps he's got. Looks to be solid as well. I like the way he looks. Who else do we want to take a look at? The scouts really like this guy too. The scouts really like this guy. So we have options. I'm not like 100% on this guy. $650K. That's not a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And I'm just not sold on him yet for that. If we was a little bit further on, then yeah, I probably would go after him. But that's just a bit much. So I'm really looking at Ferrara, I'm guessing, Ferrari, and Azule, I'm guessing, is how that's pronounced. Actually, let's see. So I can approach to sign him. Now, he wants to be an important player on that right-hand side for us. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I understand that he wants to join and leave, but wow. That one's interesting, isn't it? Very, very interesting. I do want to try to see if we can make an offer for this guy eventually. I want to do a little bit more scouting on him and see a little bit more of his pros and cons, but I do like these guys. I think they're they're definitely good players. Looking at where we are, we've just started playing our friendlies. We're about to have to end the episode because the third qualifying round's about to happen, baby, in the Conference League. Should be a lot of fun, but I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an update because, well, it's been quite some time really for me since I have shared an update. So thought it might would be good to bring you guys back in, let you see what we've done. Well, here we are. It's time for our Conference League draw. Thought I had my face cam on. There we are. Hey guys, here we are. Third qualifying round draw is happening today. Let's see what happens, okay? Obviously, this might take a minute. Yep, okay, well, there we are. That did not take long, did it? So, Malasalama, or a hi, or Bohemian from Ireland. Okay, that's cool beans. I mean, yeah, I think we should win that, don't you guys? I mean, where is this club from? Where are you from? Moldova? Okay. Hey, we done a little bit more business, by the way, too. Signed a player. We mentioned him. Bringing him in from our Journeyman, you know. I thought it'd be fun to bring this in here. This one main reason why I've signed him. Azulay from Maccabi Tel Aviv, $950K. We have spent some money this season, haven't we? Jesus. He's a winger that we're going to train on the right-hand side. 2.5-star player, 5-star potential. Looks really solid. Got great speed. His pace looks solid. Brave as hell. He'll jump off a damn cliff if you ask him. He's determined. He's got good flair, which will make up for his finishing a little bit. Decent work rate. Technique is really, really solid. I think this guy is one of those guys that's like really close to being a starter, or not a starter, a senior squad level player for us. We'll obviously be playing him on the right-hand side, so he'll slot in behind the other new guy that we signed that I'm really struggling with his name. What is his name? What is your name? Is it you? No, you're my left wing. Ronieri. He's going to slot behind Ronieri, I think, for most days. So it'll be Ronieri, Tom, and then this guy as well. So I'm excited about it. I think that's going to be a solid piece of signing for us. The Brazilian guy that we tried to bring in, he wanted way too much stuff, so unfortunately doesn't come into the club. I'm still looking around, guys. We're still looking around. We've got some guys that are wanted, right? We've mentioned that before. We haven't actually heard from those offers really yet. Fleming is one of those guys. If they come in with the right amount of money, I honestly probably wouldn't mind moving him. You know, he's been a solid player for us, but we do have Vanima, who's been really, really solid. We've got Alvaro, who I want to play more. I think Alvaro is just waiting to be a big-time player for us. And he's on decent wages, so we need to start playing him a little bit more. But I am scouting one more guy that we could potentially bring in as well. Is it you? I believe it's this guy. He can play on either side as well, so that'll help us out more so on the right-hand side. But I am scouting this guy as well. He looks pretty promising. He's got good speed, so I think he can definitely get forward for us as an advanced forward. Looking at him as a pressing forward. He's not the greatest finisher, but he does have decent flair, so he can make up for that. He's a pretty big lad, kind of strong. I think he would be a decent signing for us. I'm not 100% sold. Obviously, that $1 million is pretty damn massive, and I'd like to get that lowered down a little bit. But yeah, we're still doing some business, still trying to figure out some stuff, still trying to find some players that can definitely help out this club. But we're getting closer and closer, guys. Hey, we're playing my hometown team, Birmingham Legion, pretty soon, which will be pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm not sure where Gale is. Okay, they actually even got the right stadium that they're playing at, BBVA Compass Field. It's actually a college stadium, or not a college stadium. Well, it is. It's a college field. It's not a very big field. It's got maybe one or two bleachers there. It's really, really small. But they actually perform very well in the division that they are in the USL Championship. They're a really decent side there. It's pretty cool. Look them up. I do like them. They're pretty neat. Pretty neat club. But next episode, I guess we're going to play these two teams. Hopefully we'll sign a couple more guys. I'd really like to bring in another striker, I believe. But yeah, right there. I think we're going to have to get rid of some guys. And unfortunately, I just haven't been too very lucky. I haven't been lucky on it. I mean, we've got players wanted, but we just haven't been able to sell anybody. Roy's wanted, but haven't. He's still here. Still here, just hanging around, isn't he? So that's unfortunate. Well, here we are. It is about time for this episode to end after this a little bit because we're really close to the game, and I'm honestly ready to go to bed. So there's not going to be much else happen. I don't see a point in recording this part and then going forward 2 days to the match and being like, okay, it's time for it to end. But we do have a qualifying round draw if we get past Bohemian. That's right. The Irish team did end up winning. So that's who we got in the third round. So let's see who we get in the fourth round if we do make it through. Not Atletico Madrid. Okay. Hey, guys, real talk. I was a bit nervous on that one. Okay, hey, this one's fine. This one's totally fine. Don't know either one of these teams, so we'll work with that. Okay. Okay, who's left? Okay, so I don't want Galatasaray. I don't want Frankfurt. Don't want Florentine. Don't want Partis. This is going to be fun. Here we go. I can take this. Okay, no, I can't. Really don't want to play Rapid. Okay, good. Okay. I got a feeling. This is it. This is us. It's not us. Okay. Copenhagen. Nope. I mean, eventually, guys. Eventually, we're going to get there. Okay. Okay. Still waiting. Why do you scroll up? Okay. Okay. I mean, guys, we're running out of space here. We're running out of space, ain't we? Okay. Okay, we can breathe, guys. We can breathe. Okay. Hold your breath, okay? Hold your breath. Okay, good news there. Good news there. Standard Liège, that'd be fun. Okay. Okay, so we're playing either Molde or Ujapest. There we are. We was the final team out of the hat. So there's our fourth round, which I think we do have a good chance of beating those two teams. I'm gonna feel real dumb here because I don't know how many qualifying rounds there is. How many qualifying rounds is there in the Conference League, guys? Okay, third is there, fourth is there, and then the group. So we got to win our first two in it to get to the group stage, which I honestly think we can do, guys. I really do think we can. But next episode, guys, huge episode, Conference League football against an Irish team. That should be a lot of fun. We're gonna see what we've done here and see if it actually works out. We haven't done anything, guys. I've been trying to move Roy. A while back ago, I had an offer for him. I accepted it. It was super cheap. And he's like, nope, don't want to do it. I'm staying put. And that was after he was interested in the thing. So they obviously just wasn't paying him enough for it. And he decided to ride out his contract. It's a bit frustrating, though, because, like, he's a solid player. Like, I'm really surprised, like, a Dutch team, like in the lower tier, hasn't came after him. He's a really good player. I mean, he's very solid, borderline bottom half of the Eredivisie and obviously top half of the division below us. Just really surprised we haven't received any offers for him besides the one. We do have some people. Bart was wanted by Bristol City. They came and offered for him. He said, hey, I really don't give a crap about going, so don't take it. And I was like, hey, totally fine with that, Bart. We got you, brother. We got you. You can stay put. We haven't received anything from Tom Hay. Parma's interested in him, apparently. It's minor interest, so not really interested in that. Fleming's wanted by two clubs, or was wanted by two clubs. Now it's just minor interest there. Alvaro, major interest from Club Bruges. Haven't received a word from him. Kirsten, minor interest. Obviously, some of these guys' contracts are expiring at the end of the season. No does have some interest in Long, which I don't really have interest in loaning him out because I plan on re-signing I plan on using No this season. So I'm kind of as a backup option. And this is the first season, guys, that we really haven't had any guys loaned in. So that's nice. I'm looking here. So Roy and Up are the expiring contracts this season. So obviously there's a couple guys here that's not really big deals. Castillo's not a big deal. Markello's not a big deal. Sabir's not a big deal. And Roy, not a real big deal either. So yeah, it's not that big of a deal. We're going to transfer list him anyway, Sabir, because I've got other options really that we can use. I mean, we've got Snow sitting on the bench that we really, or not on the bench, on the reserve side that I want to call up. So I'm going to transfer list him. Castillo, we might as well just go ahead and transfer list him. I don't plan on re-signing him. So that being said, we've got a couple guys. The only people I'm really interested in re-signing is Fleming and Kirsten. The only issue with that is I don't have a lot of money left. I mean, we could do some finagling, move some money here, move it over there, and get back in it a little bit to make offers on these guys to keep them under contract. But that would really limit us what we can do going forward. And yeah, it's definitely an odd little situation that we've got ourselves into. I think we're still going to roll with this tactic right now. I could see us playing a 4-2-4, but I'm not really sold on that, doing that yet. I think this still works for us. Obviously, as I mentioned, we got some fun stuff coming up. Conference League football. But before we get out today, I forgot it last season, and we had to do it at the start of the start of the season, the first episode with matches. The kits came out today. Awesome stuff. And I don't have to turn my face cam off to show them to you. There they are. It's our last season with Puma, our last season with Gatorade. Next season, probably going with a different kit manufacturer and a different sponsor. But I did like how these turned out. We went with what kind of like what NAC does a little bit, in a way that they typically have like a stripe running down like that. So I do like that. It's kind of a throwback to reality with them a little bit. So I do like that. And then I went a little bit different with the away kits this year. We actually went with a different color, the blue there, and then some diagonal stripes there as well, which I do like. Kind of offsetting the big one right here. We've got some small ones up here. I do like it. I think they look good this season. I definitely do. But we've also got to take a look at the season preview before we get out. And we've made a jump this season, which is nice. I mean, usually we're down in this bottom half. We've made it up to 19th place, or 9th place, not 19th. Jesus Murphy, that would be, I don't know how we would accomplish that. But 9th place. And yeah, it should be a lot of fun this season. Hopefully we're a little bit better. Maybe we crack that top 3. I mean, I feel like we're a top 5 team. We're always really fighting for a European spot. If we could establish ourselves as one of those teams that's like, hey, we get European football every year, it's just the way it is, that would be nice. There has been changes to some of the rules, though. I believe we lost a conference spot. So we've got a Champions League group stage if you win the league. Champions League path, third qualifying. If you get second, third is a Europa League playoff. Fourth is a conference league, depending on the playoffs. So what in third? I'm trying to think last year. You guys obviously can check this for me. Was last season third place a conference league? Did that get moved up to a Europa League? Or did we lose a spot? Because I can't remember the rule change. But I know that we did have 2 conference league third qualifying rounds. I just can't remember what this third place was. If we could get into the Europa League this season, that'd be fan-freaking-tastic. We could make decent money that season. And I'm really excited about this. I think we've made huge progress this season. I really believe this is like the first season that I feel that we've definitely made progress. We got some guys that I'm really excited about. Like this guy right here, Roneri, he is better than 3-star to me. I think like he's going to be that guy that just get down the pitch, brother, and do what you do. You're going to be fine. He's got speed for days. And then the other key signing this season was Cornelis, I'm guessing, a 3.5-star left-wing player. Kind of the same mold a little bit, but just a little bit better. Just get down the pitch, brother. That's all I want you to do. Just run with the ball, get down there, cut inside, and see what you can do. Create a little bit of opportunity for us. But I am really excited about it. And even the guys that we've brought in, the youngsters that I think are really solid. Marquez, I think he's going to be a really good player for us. I think he's going to be a stud. Azulate, another guy, once we get him trained on that right wing, going to get a lot of playing time. I think we've just done some business. I actually do want to take a look at the transfer window or transfer history, see what we've done. So those 2 guys we mentioned, Pierce Long, I'm happy with. Jasper, he's a backup. He's a goalkeeper. He's nothing fantastic, but will definitely do a job. And then a guy I forgot to even show you, Brandon Arbakin. Signed him from a free from Voldendam. He's just a youth prospect I signed because he was free. He was on an amateur contract. He had had some caps under 18. That's how I actually found him. I was looking at the Dutch national teams, and he was there. He's a 1.5-star player, 4-star potential. Just a guy that eventually, maybe if we can sell him for a couple $100,000, that would be fantastic. He played in the league below us a little bit. It looked like last season, didn't it? Yeah, played in the league below us a little bit last season. Done not really good, but it is what it is. I think he's got some potential. I don't expect anything from him. That's probably why I forgot him, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, make sure to check out tomorrow's episode for the start of a season, and it's going to be a fun one, my dudes. Whew. I feel like that was a busy transfer window. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down below, and as always, my dudes, thank you for watching.